Good morning, everyone. My name is Oksana, and I welcome you at my little stitchy corner, which I called Crafts Journey. Today is Saturday, and today is a big holiday in the United States. It's 4th of July. I will congratulate everyone with this. We are celebrating the 250th Independence anniversary. Oh my gosh, I'm trying to put all words together. Hopefully you understood what kind of holiday it is. So the Independence Day, 250th anniversary, and it's a big day, meaning like just because the anniversary is like to the power of 2, right? How am I going to celebrate this holiday? Like stitching? Like what else? What is the best thing in the world you can do? Stitch. I don't have like family, my friends in different parts of Texas, like pretty far away, so it's not like you can gather together for one day. And my family is still back in Ukraine, so that's why I'm like, I'm alone here with my daughter. And we usually, I call myself, I'm a hermit. Like I just don't like to socialize at all. And my best entertainment, which I adore, I love, is stitching. So it is so bad that now I need to wear glasses. It is that bad because I didn't have issues with vision, let's say for 3-4 years. I was pretty good, but now I'm starting having this dry eye, and I'm just really upset that my vision is going down. But I cannot stop stitching. You're addicted to it like a drug addict. Anyway, I had an idea. I have every single time I come up with some stupid idea regarding the decision wheel. Yeah, I'm going to talk about it a little bit, hopefully fast enough. Remember, guys, I said I have this mega wheel week, and I decided that, you know what, probably on those weeks, additional wheel which I'm going to spin will be all stars in 2026, regardless of the season, right? I will combine all of them in one wheel, and I'm going to spin because I really want to go back and do a few stitches for all those stars, which I already did. I really want so. And also, last time I told you guys that I decided that in every single seasonal wheel, I will leave about 12 projects. That's enough projects to take them at least once a season, enough amount of projects. And I found out that I think summer has actually more than 12 right now. So next year I will take a look and I will update all my wheels accordingly, and it may happen that summer wheel may not be updated with my starts of this year, because I think my summer wheel already has 14 projects. That's quite a bit, and I mean, quite a bit. That's like enough projects. But if I found out if I have 12, that's for sure. Like it's a guarantee that I at least will take one of them at least once a season. So I'm not going to update. I think summer. I don't remember. Summer doesn't matter. So let's talk about stitching and what I did during this week. As you remember, we span I span a wheel to get a focus project for July. My focus project for July was Golden Kite Slaget Ikoge. Slaget. It's, I don't know Danish, so sorry, I probably butcher it, but I call it Voyage. It's my beautiful Voyage. It looks like this. It doesn't look like I progressed a lot, but actually I did quite a bit. Let me put this somehow so you will at least see that something is here. What I finished. So there was this block here which was not finished. I actually, on this block, I spent 2 days stitching. 2 days stitching. I would say day and a half, but definitely I didn't finish it within 1 day. I do remember that. On the next day, I just left like just a little bit I had to finish. It was very confetti heavy. As you may see how many park threads, is pretty much almost every single column has 2 or 3 park threads already. So it's pretty big beard in here. On the second day, I was able to move to my next block. Of course, I didn't finish. I stitched a little bit over 1,000, I think like 1,100, I think it's like 1,080 stitches, which is a nice stitch, 10th stitch. Okay, so it's a half cross 2/1 on 28 count of white. On the second day, now let's move to the second day, this block, which is unfinished. It seems like I didn't progress a lot, but actually I did quite a bit. As I said, my first block here, on the first day, it was left around 100 stitches. And when I said 100 stitches, this is half crosses. Total is like 50 cross stitches, right? Just a little bit. And then I moved to another one and I added another, oh no, I don't think I stitched actually 1,080 something. No, I think it's way much less. Yeah. I'm actually lying to you guys. I think it's way much less because just because it was confetti heavy. Let me open my tablet. I think just because it was confetti heavy, I managed first day like 200 something half crosses. Yeah. I'm lying to you, not 200, but you see. So top two. The first day was 327 half stitches and the second day 406. So it's 733 half stitches. That's how difficult this this block is. But when I moved to the second block on the second day, as you may see, I'm on this horizon line, and I told you guys the horizon line is very, very confetti heavy. So I was pretty much filling in single stitches here a lot, and I'm done. And what's interesting, you know, when I already got tired and I decided, okay, next time I'm stopping here, and next time I'll pick up from where it is. But what I saw, I actually managed to stitch a lot of those single stitches, double, triple stitches. I actually right now moved into a section. So the way how, you may ask, how do you know that you are done with those single stitches in this particular block? Well, the way how I configured my saga. So for example, right, so this is my saga. So the next time when I take this, you see how many stitches I need to do with this color. And the way how I configured is automatically jumps from least amount to most amount. So first it tells me like I need to stitch colors which has less stitches left, and then next one, how is better to explain, from least to most. It shows me single stitches first. Once I'm done with single stitches, the next category of least amount of left is those colors which has 2 stitches. Once I'm done with those, it just automatically jumps from first two to second two to the next two. Once I stitch all of that, it looks like, oh, this color has 3 stitches. This is the least, so it will be the next one. So it jumps like from one to another, and I already jumped to the point. Then now this is the least amount in this area of this color, which is I'm trying to think, which is like 92 half stitches, right? Which means like the next color will be even more. Once I'm done stitching this, the next least amount actually will be higher number than whatever I have right now. I know it's probably very confusing, but the way how you configure Saga is you can stitch from least to most or from most to least. You can switch, and I think they actually added even a configuration setting, I'm sorry, not configuration, but setting that you can stitch by number. I think it's by number, I don't remember. I just prefer from smallest, from least to most, because first it allows me to fill in, like put on all single stitches, and then of course I'm gradually increasing, and I prefer to stitch difficult part first and then and leave the easiest on the end so I can, you know, relax, because it's like for me mentally, psychologically, I enjoy more my project when easy part left to the end, that I'm done with difficult, and I have a big enjoyment and satisfaction finishing the project. Then it's the other way around. If the difficult left to the end, then I feel like this project never ends, right? So that's why I'm sorry, I don't know what's with my throat. That's why I can set up my saga the way that, okay, let's get rid of difficult stitches first and then go to the easiest. So now I know that next time when I sit down, I will fill in this block pretty fast. I might end up filling it in maybe within a day. And hopefully my Saga is set up correctly, because Saga had an update like I cannot say the other day, the other month, Saga had an update. And you know what happened? Let me show you. And it's been a while, I think, when they updated it, but I think it was somewhere this year. So, I'm sorry, I have a hair, I don't want to really to reflect, but because my hair is cuckoo nest. So it tells you what are the numbers, I'm sorry, the floss numbers and colors in this chart, right? And automatically it puts you in, I think it's ascending order, yeah, ascending from smallest to biggest number. You may set up your Saga to display, so you see how my symbol is selected, to display as it is in your chart by symbol, or, and when you look here, you see when you look here, it gives me, it says like, oh, this is diamond shape symbol and the number of floor DMC is 3021. So you can set up by symbol, by number of the DM floss brand, what you are using, or by number on your card. So if you have on your card 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but the DMC will be whatever number, but you prefer 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, you can switch settings. And in the past, you would click skein. Actually, it didn't have skein. It had like a small icon next to the lens. You will click on it, and you will say, hey, do me by the numbers on the card, like 1, 2, 3. They moved that, and I was searching for, I was like, they removed it from that page, and I was searching for it because I really, on some of my projects, I really hated that it shows me the DMC number, and and on my organizer, it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm like, okay, I cannot find it. So I eventually found it. They moved it here. I think when you, I think it's this one. Yeah, if you click this A, it tells you automatically jump with maximum stitches left, with minimum stitches left, by the number, automatically, whatever. It actually does. I don't know what is auto navigation. I think it moves your camera to that spot so you don't have to search. I don't do that. So when I said with minimum stitches left, it does, it may be counterintuitive, but as I explained, it is from least amount left to the most. So first it shows me like, hey, this is the least amount left to stitch right now, right? So once I'm done with that, it moves to the next least amount left. So that's how I configured. Sorry, I had to cough. Hopefully I cut it out. And I don't know why. So, you know, explaining all of that and coughing, I kind of lost my trail of thought, why I was explaining it to you. Anyway, what I was trying to say that, yeah, I will go back to at least whatever the spot I was remembering last time. I'm going to stitch, I probably will fill it in pretty fast because there is not much colors left, and I will move again to the next block. That one, I don't know how much I will manage. Probably I'm not going to finish it all because, again, I will start from the horizon line where there is a lot of single stitches. You know, like the first day I may spend like filling this in and maybe start on a single stitches here, but then the second day I will probably progress finishing like these single stitches on the next block. But I can guarantee that by the time I will move to some bigger numbers, I will be so tired that I would be like, oh, F it. next time. So yeah. But from the positive side, this is just a shape, this is in the middle, and then I move to more like horizon and sky will be a little bit easier, but it's really bumpy here. I was trying to make sure that I don't have a lot of bumps, but still I couldn't figure out how you can stitch full coverages, especially when you have extremely confetti heavy spot, without it to be like 3D bumpy mountain range, right? I don't know how to do it. I just hope that once it's framed, it's not that visible. I cannot like you probably don't see those bumps through the camera. Some of them I see with my with the naked eye, just because like I see them. Some of them I know where they are, so I see them. But I don't know if people who will come in, they will immediately see. They may think that this 3D effect is like, oh, you're so cool stitching that it creates such a 3D effect, without realizing it is actually 3D because it's so bumpy. Okay, guys. Now let's move to the next project, which my summer wheel gave me for the week to stitch. And if you remember, it gave, I mean, you probably don't remember, but it gave me Mereshka Daydreaming. Let me tell you guys, I'm still enjoying stitching it. I was so much enjoying stitching it that I wanted to stitch it more, but I also wanted to stitch something else too, to move put some progress on other projects. This is how it looks like. Let me move you a little bit because it doesn't fit. Yeah, like this. I'll have preview here so you will see how it looked like before. As I promised, I totally finished her face, fully finished her face. And I even finished this piece of the grass. I mean, I still have to move, but it's too close to the frame rod and it's uncomfortable. Even this tail, I still need to do about 3 half stitches here, but it's already, I was trying to wiggle between the rod and the fabric. I'm like, okay, I wouldn't be able to do those 3 at all. So this one parked, just waiting for those to be finished. So grass totally finished till this point. Face finished. I even backstitched it. There was quite a bit of a backstage. I actually made a mistake. I stitched this vibrisses. What you call it? I knew this word in English. Okay, I forgot. So anyway, I made a mistake. I shifted on one square to the side, and I actually almost finished all of this. And I was so upset. I'm like, oh my gosh. From one side, no one would ever know that it's there, but I decided, you know what, just because they grow not from these black dots, but like from the white piece, I'm like, okay, you can, if you will look carefully, you will see that it's a wrong placement. So I had to undo everything, and I didn't enjoy it because I was doing long stitches there. It actually needs to be backstitch, but just because I know that backstitch is not going to look really well, because this is not something which usually on animals looks broken, right? Looks zigzagged. I would say looks uneven. It's like really long straight lines. So I need to make sure. I know that I could do couching, but I know, first of all, I don't enjoy doing that, and second, even after I'll do it, and even after I wash my project, or clean my project, wash, laundry, I'm not putting it in a laundry machine, but like wash it in a water, it shrinks and it always sags. It doesn't matter, long stitches, long back stitches, couching. Oh, I need to go and see how correctly pronounce it, all of that sags, and then I have to fix it. So I decided, you know, just because I don't like to stitch that, to use it coaching, I was like, just do long stitches. I'll just do long stitches. It will sags anyway, and it's easier for me will be to fix these long stitches later than the couching. So yeah, I didn't do backstitch, even though if you will look in the instruction, they don't have their like long stitches. They said you have only backstitch there. Now, just because this project was already on Mega Wheel, I have a fruit fly from somewhere. Where did it come from? I don't know. Oh, it's so annoying. I think this project was on Mega Wheel, was it? Yeah, I think it was. This project was on the summer wheel. I don't know, this project was not, no, this project haven't been yet on the Focus project wheel. It still has a possibility to come up this year, but it may not. I don't know, because in August, so for July, I already have a Focus project. It's Golden Kite. For August, there is no projects which will automatically become Focus projects. So that's why I'm probably going to spin another wheel to see what will be the Focus project for August. And this Merezhka is, this one particular, is my summer project only. So that's why it still has a possibility to come up in that wheel for August to be a Focus project, but I wouldn't put too much hopes for that. That's it. But who knows? I will still enjoy it. I would love it, because if I will finish this block in here, which is like the continuation of her, well, a lot of still white and gray, continuation of her body, and flowers, a lot of flowers in here. And there are actually a lot of backstitch in here too. So once I will finish this, this line, like these most left dots in here, I will have 50%. I will be over the equator, because technically the 50% goes on the tip of her nose. So these little bit green parts, it's already tipped over. But if I will fill in this spot till this line fully, I will be totally over 50%. And when I said over 50%, it's not going to be, well, I don't believe it will be like 52, 55. It will be probably 50 point something, you know. So that's why, like, I will tip over 50%. So it will be pretty cool. Okay, so that's it for this project. Man, hopefully this video will be shorter than usual, because it's been crazy, such long videos. My next project is like lifelong Focus project. I have so many Focus projects, but this is my every month I take this project only one time. This is Vulpecul solstice equinox, so I call it Fox Equinox. You can buy this chart on unconventionalstitches.com. I made my own just because when I had to buy, when I wanted to buy it, I had a very financial restraint for a very long time, and it's not like a week or two. It's probably for decent amount of years, and that's why I so wanted to stitch it, so I decided to make my own. But I know that all projects from Unconventional Stitches, when I see people stitching them, they are very beautiful. They do really good charts. So if you like it, just go there and buy this project. So I started it on the fall equinox 2023. And I calculated that if I will spend, so first it was my seasonal project, like only fall project. But I, just because it's the size is 500 by 690. It's my size, right? As I said, this is my chart. On Unconventional Stitches, it's smaller, I think. And I stitched 28 count Joblin 1/1 full cross. I found out that if I will stitch it only in fall, I will die before I'll finish it. And I don't know if I will live that long even to stitch 50% on it, if I will do it only through the fall. So I decided that if I want to see this project finished, which I do in my lifespan, in this lifespan, let's say, I need to put more stitches into it, which is logical, duh. So I calculated that if I will do 1,000 stitches every single month, I will spend 28 years stitching it. Yep, you heard it right, 28. Pretty much almost 30 years. Of course, if I will put 2,000 every single month, you have the time. 14 years sounds like more interesting and exciting than 28 years, but I know myself. I will hate this project if I will stitch it, if I will take it twice a month, every single month for 14 years. I will hate it, and I don't want to hate it. So I decided that I will start with taking it once a month, put it 1,000 stitches, and then I will see how it will go. Maybe I will, there will be a period in my life that I would want to take it more often. So let me show you where I am right now. Plus, you know, sometimes it can fall, my super wheel can give it to me, or a project, focus project for the month. At some point it can give it, so I can speed up. I don't put exactly 1,000 stitches on this project. I don't do round numbers because I don't like to do round numbers. I was watching, I'm actually subscribed to Max Color Stitches. She likes to do round numbers because she says, like, for her it's, first of all, it's like a satisfaction factor, and it's easier to do math on it, right? Algebra. I would say algebra girls, because, ladies and gentlemen, because apparently when I say math, it sounds like a drug, not like a mathematics, right? So let's do algebra. I will use the word algebra because you guys may hear different from what I mean. So she said that the calculation is easier, and that's like, for her, psychologically and mentally appealing. For me, I am of a different way. I prefer to stitch over. I don't like round numbers. My minimum for the day is 500 stitches. This is like my minimum. But if I'll stitch more, I'm satisfied. If I stitch, let's say, to the round number 600, I'm satisfied. Why? Because it's more than 500, right? So I don't do like exactly. I may end up on a rounded number, but it needs to be more than 500. So I'm always trying to put a few stitches more, and that is satisfaction factor for me, because I know that every single time I put like 2, 3, 20, 30 stitches more, it trickles down, it adds up, and it brings this project faster to the finish, like closer, the finish line closer, right? So now at this point, when I have in Google Documents. By the way, do you see it very well? Because sometimes I feel like it's like under the camera. I have in Google Documents a spreadsheet. I put all my project, different calculation, etc., etc. And I also have like I'm in jail. I just put like how many days left to the project finish when the finish line is coming in. So I left 27 years and 1 month. Let's say it's like 27.12, and 27 it's years, 12 it will be not 12 months but 1 month and let's say two days, or maybe 2 hours. I don't know like what the other two will represent, but I know that those digits, if it will be 27.8, it means like 27 years and 8 months, right? So I'm pretty much, I would say that by the end of this year, now I brought my project closer on several months. The finish line, not even years. I know that I said that when I calculated it, it was 28 years. Well, I calculated it based on the total number of stitches, not how much I left. But I already had something was already stitched, and stitching more than 500, sometimes I would stitch 600, sometimes 700 if it's very easy field to stitch. It means like now I don't need to stitch 28 years and let's say 5 months. Now by the end of the year, it's only 28 years, for example, because I am, by adding those little extra stitches, I brought the finish line closer, and so I finish it faster. And you know, sometimes you think when you are on the finish, next to the finish line, especially with the full coverage, knowing that, oh, if I calculate, my calculation shows that I will finish it in a year, but just because you've been adding extra stitches, now you finish it like 6 months earlier. Like, oh, you don't have to wait that long anymore, right? So it's kind of, that's why I have the satisfaction to give a little bit more stitches. This is what happened this week also. What I did, I finished, so this little line, as you may see, it has this swirls, right? This contour in here. So I go by the contour. So I finished this block in here, and I actually started here. And I already started next one. What's interesting, like here, I already stitched over. This is the 50% line. This is like not 50%, this is the middle line in here. So I stitched slightly over one block, but I'm pretty happy. And I was looking like, this will be pretty big boy to stitch. Yes, I probably, let me take a look. Because I usually try to stitch, you know, like you see, I could like start stitching this block, but, and I was thinking about it, but I usually go probably, you know what guys, I probably will do this 50, like this middle line in here, and we'll just try to fill this in. I'll try, it's a little bit difficult because some colors, once you're done with this line, some colors you go back to start, you want to start filling it in, and you see like there is like a yellow color, right? But it starts a little bit over here and then goes this way, expanding this way. So you wouldn't start from like filling in the block. I usually will try, you know, like I don't want to leave like 2-3 stitches here. Let me start from here and fill this in. But I also don't want, I made a big mistake, not a big mistake, when I was stitching here in this block, like this in here, I was stitching by color, right? I will take floss color and I will go and stitch, put all stitches, and then I will take another one, and so on, so on. And I found out because of that, it was such a big spread of stitches that I started making mistakes, and I was like, I was lost between all of them. So I decided to change my tactic in here and stitch row by row. I'm trying to stitch row by row. It's not always happening. You guys probably don't see with all these tails. I'm going to, of course they're going to be cut, but I don't know if you will see. Like in here, like yellow stitches in here. I went over just because that's this particular, I had a parked floss in here, somewhere here, and I saw that I just need to do like maybe 10 stitches of that color, and in this particular big block that color is gone in this block. So I'm like, you know what, I don't want that parked thread just to hang there. I just finished this one, but I prefer to not go over, and I'm trying to stitch like mostly row by row, so I'm not getting lost in those, in between of those stitches. That's why when I finished this block, even though my merge wasn't here, I didn't start from here because, oh, this is the next swirly line, and I would like to start from the darkest spot, which might be somewhere in here. But I don't want to leave the empty space so much to not like get lost in future. I decided, you know what, let me just grow to this point and move that way. Now, I think this particular swirly line is actually this big one, which also goes this way. So I decided, you know what, for me to because you would think this way, where would you start with that, right? What's the best, more efficient way to move? I decided, just because I already see that this is the middle line in here, I probably will call it a no-go to this side, because if I will, as I said, this line goes this way too, unlike these. You see, this one ends in here, this one ends in here, but the next one goes that way also. I decided that if I will put myself, this is the middle, from the middle go this way, and when I will finish this block, then from this middle I go that way later. I'll just do it later, once the time will come for that. So that's what's going to happen with this yellow too. Some of these yellow colors, they go this way also, but I just okay, I need to put some logical stop somewhere, because otherwise I will be lost again. So that's why I'm thinking that for a pretty decent amount of time I might be literally in this block for a while. I don't believe I will finish like this till the end of the year. I don't believe so, because we already July, and I take it once a month, so it's 5 months left only. It's like 5 stitches, maybe 5 stitches 5,000 stitches, maybe 6,000 stitches at best. I will do by the end of the year, and so it's definitely not going to fill in the whole thing. Right now I'm at 2.5%. And by doing 1,000 a year, I am actually not going even to stitch 5% a year. It will be like 4.90 something or 4.8, very, very close to 5%, but it's not going to be full 5, because I wanted, I was calculating, how to figure out how much I need to stitch to at least see the end of the project. So, and not be tired of it, right? So if I want to do 5% a year, I need to, and take it once a month only, I need to put on this project about 1,700 stitches in 2 days, like once a month, every single month. I usually, 90% of the time, I cannot stitch that much in 2 days. It means like it's a 3-day process. And I usually take project for 2 days only, unless it's a mega wheel week, right? That's the exception. But I usually take for 2 days only, and of course, like given like a little bit over 500 is barely 11 or 1,200 at best, 1,000 stitches. Not 1,200,000, but 1,200 stitches, which is not 1,700. And 3 days, I don't want to take 3 days in a row. I know that I can take it, let's say, on a mega wheel weeks, where I have like extra days left for whatever I can. And maybe at some point I'll take it, right? Maybe one day I'll take it. But I decided, I wouldn't be able to do 1,700 every single month. I decided that, okay, I will just live with the idea that it will be less than 5% a year. So with the long decisions and a lot of calculations, I decided that putting 1,000 every single month for now is sufficient. But ladies and gentlemen, I want to say that 1,000 stitches a month, it is exact number, it's a rounded number. It's not accounting on so when I count those years, right, it was not accounting on what if I'll put more than 1,000, or what if I will put less than 1,000. It's approximation, right? That was an approximate number. I took 1,000 to calculate based on that exact number. But as I said, if I will try to put a little bit more, I will bring the finish line closer in my life. So I've been talking a lot about this project. I think I already explained that at some point in one of the videos. If yes, so let me know, and I apologize if I already did that. But, I guess I just needed to extend this video for an hour. I think, actually, guys, that's the project. That's the last project I worked on this during this week. Today is Saturday. I'm going to stitch, to put another 500 on my Dimensions Holiday Village, and I'm going to show you that project next week, because if I will put 500 today, it means like I will be on my 2000 mark, and I'm ready to show you that. What's interesting, last Saturday, whole day, I was doing only backstitch there. I put like 500 plus stitches. So Saga, the way how it does, I don't know how exactly Saga calculates backstitch, but it just when it shows you this number of stitches you did through the day, it actually converts all stitches in full crosses. So there is a formula behind, and I think people say that the way how Saga counts backstitch, it's like when you mark your backstitch, it takes the length of 2 half crosses and counts as 1 full cross, right? 2 halves counts as 1 cross. But when I was looking how it calculates, you may have a quarter stitch of a backstitch. It also calculates that too. It can convert it. And I think that first I thought that it converts the way, if you have 100 stitches for the backstitch, in Saga it says backstitch 100 stitches. It doesn't tell you that these are in cross stitches. No, it just tells you the number. The total number for the day, it converts that backstitch into full crosses, but the backstitch is a different number. Let's say it says 100 stitches for the backstitch. When you start stitching the backstitch, I feel like you need to divide that number by 4. It's like 4 little quarters, right? This is how it converts it into 1 full cross. That's my assumption, but I think it's actually, there is a different formula there because every time it's always different way it calculates, so I don't know. Anyway, what I'm trying to say, that the Dimensions Holiday Village, the whole day I was doing just backstitch. Of course, I did more than 500 full cross stitches. It's a conversion from back. It's like probably 1,000 as a minimum back stitches in stitches. As a minimum. I did more. And you know what? When I opened Saga today, I'm like, I want to finish, because I do backstitch as I go on gold dimensions, the big ones. On big ones I usually do it. On big ones I always do backstitch as I go. On small gold collections, sometimes I can do at the end, sometimes I do as I go. But anyway, that is the big one. And I still need to do backstitch. So when I open Saga today, I'm like, I'm going to continue doing backstitch. I don't know, probably it's still quite a bit to do the backstitch on that area which I already stitched. And I decided I also, this time, usually I do French knots at the end. Once the whole project is done, I do it at the end. I decided I'll try this time to do different. I decided to do French knots as I go too. I don't like French knots. Anyway, guys, so what are we going to do right now? Right now, just because, remember, my focus project for July is Golden Kite. I'm not going to show you that because we already know about it. But what we're going to do right now, I'm going to spin a summer wheel, regular summer wheel, and we will take a look what will be the next project I'm going to stitch next week, just for 2 days and just for the next week. Okay, let me bring my tablet. Guys, I'm really happy. You know why? Because I was like, what are the chances that when I spin my summer wheel, it will give me those multi-seasonal one, because I added all my multi-seasonal in every single wheel, like Long Dog. Was there? It already gave me Tisket a Tasket, that is a multi-seasonal one. Of course, Golden Kite, multi-seasonal. And I'm like, what are the chances it will give me Long Dog, which is multi-seasonal and which you already saw. And I like, usually my wheel, that's what it usually do. I'm really surprised it actually gave me a project which you guys haven't seen yet. Those people, I know people, you English speaking, maybe you just first joining in, and or you joined recently. Of course you didn't see it, but those who probably just was watching me without commenting just for the sake of interest, you may know. So this is this is my summer project. It's only on my summer wheel. Surprisingly enough, it's not that big of a project, meaning like stitching wise, but you stitch here with this wool acrylic thread. I really love this project. These herbs and just like this, you can smell summer from here. And probably you guys may not want to smell summer this year, because I heard that everyone is baking. Everyone are baking. It's really hot, y'all, there on the northern hemisphere. Well, I am in the northern hemisphere too, but living in Texas, 90 degrees Fahrenheit or 35 degrees Celsius plus, let's say, it's a regular summer for us. It's a regular temperature. It have never been lower than that in any summer. I live in Texas for 15 years, and I don't remember any summer lower than that, ever. So for us, it's a normal temperature. Did we have higher? Yes, we did. We had over 40 degrees Celsius, like 41, 42 degrees Celsius for 3 years in a row. It was probably about 3 or 4 years ago. In Fahrenheit, it's over 110 Fahrenheit. We did have it, and unfortunately we had that type of a summer for 3 years in a row. I would say 2.5 years, because the third year it was hot at only during 1 month, but the other 2 years it was literally that hot, around 100 plus Fahrenheit or 40 degrees Celsius, pretty much whole summer. 1 year it started pretty much in May, ended in November, like that. Even in November we had, I remember we had for like 110, 105 degrees Fahrenheit, 41 degrees Celsius. 1 year it was really bad. Next year summer repeated itself. It didn't go that high. It was still like around 40 Celsius, 110, 105 Fahrenheit. And it was not that long. It was pretty much like about 4 months. And the third year that temperature was around 2 months. So it's kind of gradually decreased, but it was brutal. This is when I would say this is a brutal temperature. 35 Celsius or 90 plus Fahrenheit, it's regular summer. So if you're tired of that smell of the summer, you probably may not even want to look at those summer projects. You are like, oh my gosh, it's so hot. And looking at these hot summer vibing projects makes you feel even hotter. I'm sorry, but for us here, it's summer, it's normal temperatures. Anyway, I'm really happy it gave it to me. I didn't take it yet during the summer. I didn't have a chance. Okay, where's the top? Where's the bottom? Oh, okay, this way. Looks like this. I don't remember how much I already stitched, but it's this purple broom bundle, not a broom, we call the brooms like bundle. This is a purple bundle. There are some crazy blends in here. I did, yeah, like purple with green. It's a crazy blend. Oh, I didn't finish it. I started working my canvas, my fabric, but I didn't finish it. I need to do it because it's going to fall apart. It's color, this is Ida 14 rustic color. I'm stitching on the original fabric. I do not replace. Now, I had an experience when I replaced for Realis Ida with even weave. I stitched a little, very, very tiny project, very beautiful one, very tiny, but I really needed thematic, like a theme behind the project, like a wintry theme, while the kit was having only white Ida in it, and I didn't like it. I found out that stitching on the even weave with the wool thread is a bad idea, really, really bad idea, because you need more stiffer and solid fabric behind the wool thread. Okay, if you're stitching with any cotton floss, doesn't matter which cotton or silk, of course, even weave or linen, you can easily replace it because it's not that heavy. It's not a heavy floss for the thread of the fabric. But when you do wool, wool is really big and heavy floss for the even weave, and your stitches get really distorted, and it's really hard to carefully stitch on it without like doing a lot of holes, big holes. It was challenging. And I'm not going to replace, I decided that I'm not going to replace anymore for the wool to the even weave, on even weave. I'm going to use Aida. Now, I finished in the past, I have some finished Riolises. As I said, only one of them was on even weave, all the rest was on Aida. I saw, and you know what's interesting? My most first project for the from Riolis was Funny Bunny. There is a family of bunnies, like Mama Bunny, Daddy, and two little bunnies in some clover. I stitched on whatever fabric it was Ida white. Then I stitched like really tiny one. There are 3 little foxes. It was on Ida too. And then I found out that you can actually easily replace fabric. And I'm like, oh, now my possibilities become bigger. And the next project which I stitched was that Good Souls. It's a series of Good Souls. I have actually the whole series. Right now I'm making saga for for all of them, so I can start stitching them. So I took the little ram with the tea kettle, and you know he had a scarf and he had a little mitten, and I was like, you know, I don't want white Ida behind it. I want like a wintry theme. So I replaced it on even weave, and I found out that no, it's really challenging to stitch. It's really bad. You need a more solid and stiffer fabric with more stiffer and solid weave in it, so it's not distorts your stitches. And then I saw someone stitched Rioli's Hot Summer on Ida. It was not full coverage. Those sunflowers in vase. And you know what? That person framed that project. It was in a frame, and if she would never tell that it was on Ida, I would never tell it. I was like, you cannot see. And I saw that actually it doesn't look bad on Ida, even if your background is more like bigger blocks. So I finished that one too, the Hot Summer, on just regular plain Ida on it, and I'm very, very satisfied with it. So that's why this particular project, yes, you can replace on a different rustic color on even weave because it's not full coverage. But in my personal experience, I'm okay that it is on Ida. It looks great. It doesn't bother me, you know. So I know for some people it really it can bother you very much and you don't care. Go for it, replace it. Like you need to be satisfied with your project, and if you don't like the Ida look behind it, go and replace it. Just keep in mind that with wool acrylic threads, it's a little bit more challenging to stitch on the even weave or linen, etc. For me personally, I even don't replace fabric in dimensions. I stitch it on whatever is in it because it looks good. It looks good. And I saw other people stitching on Ida dimensions and framing it. You look at the picture, you cannot even say there is Ida behind it. You just cannot. You don't see it. And I was just like, why am I worried about it? I'm not going to be worried about it. So that's why I didn't replace it. I'm stitching on the whatever fabric was inside of the kit, and that's the fabric you get. So I'm actually really, really happy that now I'm going to stitch something which I didn't take yet through the year, because I've been stitching the same thing, especially when it comes to Golden Kite, Tisket to Tasket, Long Dog. I'm like, okay, can I just change a little bit sometimes? Or even Mereshka. I just been stitching it recently. It gave me again. I'm like, I just want a little bit of variety, even though I did enjoy stitching Mereshka. As I said, I really wanted to stitch it, to take a few more days to stitch on it because it's beautiful. But in the same time, hey, I have so many stars. I want to also give love to each of them. Okay, I'm about to finish. Yeah, I really want to give love to each of them, and I want all of them. I need to stop sometimes at some point, right, and switch to the next one. Anyway, guys, I think that will be it for today. I again probably talked for an hour. Hopefully you enjoyed stitching under my bed English and my video. Not much to show, but I'm really happy with my projects and my progresses anyway, no matter what. Okay, guys, I will see you next week, and happy stitching. See you next. Bye-bye.